Couple for Good, how marriage actually works.
I've been asking you, if you are a man, do you feel the pressure to get married? If you're a lady, how long are you willing to stay in a relationship, for you to be proposed to? Utasema mimi wacha miaka mbili, kienda sana miaka mbili akwe amesha propose. It's that time that I do want to invite our guest for today. He's already here with us in studio. We're just here talking before, we came in, and it was just an amazing conversation. I know you're going to love it. I know you're going to learn so much today as we talk about relationships and marriage, and also the singles as well. Hatujasaulika, tutaongea bado hiyo category. But with us in studio, he's a father, nimesema father hata siko sure, but he's a husband. He is a journalist by profession, so I will give him a challenge today. Afanye tu kitu tu, but anyway, I'm talking about Job. He's here with us. He'll tell us the last name because I don't want to mispronounce it. Saki kuipronounce aniangalia zile za what did you just call me? But he's going to be taking us through all these questions that we are having today. And in case you have any question to him, tafadhali send it in so that he can be able to answer your questions and you can be helped. That's why tuko hapa kwa clinic. And so sending in your questions. He's very passionate about marriage, very passionate. He has a YouTube channel, by the way. He's gonna be telling us more details on that. But for now, do have me welcome Job. Karibu.
Asante sana.
You're welcome.
Thanks for having me.
It's your first time on radio.
Oh yeah.
Hey.
I've been on TV. My first time to be on radio. Exciting to be here. Thanks so much for having me.
You're welcome. Majina kamili pale kwa ID ni gani?
Job Kichana is my name. Married 5, almost 6 years now.
Wow.
We celebrate our anniversary on April. So I have a few, like 5 months, 6 months to go. I'm married to Beatrice.
Yes.
Nyaboke. We have 3 daughters, very beautiful ladies. Niambia nifugange
Mbokali
na niweke fence. Yeah, so that's me. I'm a journalist by profession.
Yes.
But I have a deep passion for marriage, to see that marriage works.
Yes.
Yeah, especially for the single persons. It's my belief that if we guard the entry door very well,
yes,
we're going to have good marriages.
That's
because
true.
If you have someone standing at the door saying, wewe haujatosha, wewe hujafika, wewe ingia, then I think we're gonna reduce problems inside the marriage.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Maybe Jobu tupeleke nyuma tu kidogo. Umesema you have a wife, and you have 3 beautiful daughters. Let's talk about during your singlehood kwanza. Before tuingie kwa dating, ulimpata aje, ulijua ni yeye aje. Let's talk about your singlehood kwanza. How was it a young man uko Nairobi, ama sijui ulikuwa pande gani, but how was it, juggling between work and maybe God, your relationship, and maybe ulikuwa una trust your partner? Were you praying even for a wife?
Yeah, I think every single person's desire to get into marriage, get somebody who loves you. That is a good thing.
It is.
That is a good thing. So like any young person, kuna time inafika, and then you feel like now it's time to transit. But the single person, I think I lived my life. And the one thing which did help me is that I had this passion for marriage a long time ago. When I was back in the village. And I could see how marriages were doing, and I was not happy. I don't know why. As a very young person, in getting to high school, I could see men battering their wives. Sometimes a young man impregnating a young lady, and they run away and leave the lady with the baby. It used to bother me a lot. So from there I came to college. Thank heavens. My first week in college, I got born again. They have these revival meetings. We reported on Tuesday. On a Friday, they usually have it's actually KMC. So they have these revival meetings, and that's why I got born again. And my life completely changed. We passion for missions. In that environment, hata kufikiria stories dating sometimes, because you are passionate. These young people who go for missions in high
kila
school,
weekend.
You are just thinking about God.
Yes.
So but I think as we were coming to the end of the year, now that pressure comes in. You see people, there's this thing people think, now I'm getting out of school. I'm finishing my university. Unaona kama huko nje utapata mtu.
It's true.
So I had the same pressure. Then you see everybody anajipanga. Unaona let me hata mimi nijipange. So I got one lady. We were serious, by the way. Very, very serious. So we dated for like 3 years.
3 years?
Yeah.
Mkiambiana nini 3 years?
3 years. The challenge is, that's why I actually advise people to be very cautious with the beginning relationships when they are in college, in university, because you're not ready for it in the first place.
That's true.
Because marriage comes with a lot of responsibilities.
That's true.
One thing we are never told, because unaona mtu akipendana vitu mingi tunasahau.
Tunasahau
we just thinking with our hearts.
It's true.
Instead of using our minds.
That's true.
So why we stayed for 3 years, because we felt we are not able to raise our family. No, we are out of college, we don't have jobs, we don't have a source of income. We're trying to try here and here. Kuna mtu amepata kazi. Try a business here, ija work. No, we're pushing everything to get married. So it happened that my fiancé got a job outside Nairobi. Actually the job was mine, but I thought let me hustle, nitafute kazi ingine.
Ngoja, uliacha kazi, ulimwachia ende hiyo kazi instead of you?
Yeah. Exactly. So that's both of us hatuna kazi.
Yes.
I felt it's better for me to hustle. Rest. So mimi niendelee kutafuta. Then so it was actually outside Nairobi.
Okay.
Unfortunately, this thing called distance really hit us. You amuna pesa, so can ya ku catch up, kwenda kuonana, we kuonana once a month.
It's a challenge.
Yeah, challenge. Then found someone who was close. Yakam confused kidogo.
Na ugi wa Nairobi yako outside Nairobi.
Yeah.
Akapata mtu anamconfuse huko.
So I think it took advantage.
Yeah.
The guy took advantage of the distance.
Yes.
I'm not around. And I think this affects relationships, especially ladies.
Yeah.
If the guy is not closer to you,
yes,
there's that gap. Let's go feel like kuna gap hapo.
Yes.
So if somebody comes in and captures on that weakness, on that gap, it would be very easy for somebody to be won.
That's
so
true.
I don't really blame her, but we never like became enemies. No, when I understood when that happened, and of course the few things I'm gonna explain later.
Yeah.
And I accepted and gave her a blessing, Go and create a good marriage. That's the best thing you can do for you and me, for the person who breaks you.
Let me just tell you, kwani wewe ulikatiwa material gani wewe? Because sisi ile discipline tumepigwa huku nje.
That's, I think, for the lack of a better word, let me call it immaturity. Look at Joseph and Mary.
Yes.
How did Joseph do when he realized Mary is expectant?
That's true.
Of a man he didn't know. No, he wasn't aware of the Holy Spirit.
Yeah.
The Bible says he decided to leave her silent. Hakutaka mtu ajue kwenda kupiga kelele kwa social media with kama angekuwa na phone
your time.
Nimeachwa angalia mtu amendate 4 years.
Yes.
It's not necessary. It's a wastage of energy. It's negative energy, I call it, which doesn't really build anybody, doesn't build a relationship.
Yeah.
So the best thing you can do to a person who hurts you is to release that person. Actually, they say when you forgive a person, it's to your benefit first, because you don't carry the burden. Then you are able to refocus and get another person.
It's for your own sake.
It's for your own sake.
Oh.
Actually, if I may fast forward, is this relationship? Okay, I'm not saying that it didn't hurt me.
Yeah.
Oh my God. You know, I dated for 3 years. 3 years na mtu mko hivi. You are saying my friends know it. Worse still, I'd informed my parents. Yeah, my parents knew about her.
So you guys were serious, mlikuwa mnaenda sasa?
We were serious. Actually, it hit me so much in that I had to find a counselor.
It was that bad.
They say men don't cry. That's a lie.
You cried.
One day, let me give you a story. One day, kuna siku moja, there's a song. Tumesema hii ni song ya wedding.
Mlikuwa mpaka mmechagua wimbo.
Kuna kasong hapo.
Gani?
Hiyo song inaikuwa inaendaje? Nasema hivi. Nimekuchagua wewe, uwe wangu. Wangu wa maisha, wakufana kuzikana. Sijari mengi maneno watu wasemayo. Yaliyopita sindwele, tugange yanayokuja. Sasa kuna hiyo party uko mbele verse nyingine nasema tuzae watoto. So what I did so this I tried to Google what should I do when you are heartbroken, and I've actually done articles on my blog cupboardforgood.com to help people who are going through the same. When you see somebody wants to commit suicide, it's real. Relationships are deep, because what happens really, you become one. You entangle, your spirits entangle, your mind, your soul. So if a person goes, like he goes with a portion of you, and the more you've stayed in your relationship, the more you have committed, the bigger part he'll take from you, or she'll take from you. So it's not an easy journey to go through. That's why it's necessary to find someone to talk to who can help you maneuver through the situation. So I looked online, somebody was saying keep yourself busy, watch movies, and that's spell time. Watch movies, read a book, find something you enjoy doing,
distract yourself.
Siku moja nimekaa kwa nyumba, stima zikaenda, so I had a comb, I could not watch the movies. Kasema niweke phone, nisikize radio. Can you imagine jamaa kacheza hiyo song?
Wimbo ya harusi.
Some of all the things. I tell the truth, I cried.
Men do cry.
That's the day I cried.
Men do cry.
Yeah, men do cry. Actually, you feel like you crying. Cry.
Let it out.
It really helps. If you need to write something down, now chome, do something to get out. Talk to somebody, get it somehow, get it out. That's the thing. If it resides in you, that's why wanasema wanaume wanakufa mapema.
Ni ukweli, hawaongei.
So you died. Someone anaendelea na maisha yake huko. So it doesn't help.
Let's go on a music break. When we come back, we're gonna find out. Okay, so now he has found someone to counsel him and all that. During that heartbreak, enye men do cry. Let's be honest. Seven, please do help me welcome our guest back again. Job, karibu tena.
Asante sana.
Tulikuwa pale pa, you've been heartbroken. Here you are. You're trying to watch a movie. You're trying to do all these things, and then this favorite song that you guys had decided itakuwa wedding song yenyu. It came up na nimetafuta hiyo wimbo. We're going to be playing it in just a bit so that we can all understand. But let's talk about you trying to go look for help before now, upate sasa your wife. Let's talk about that.
So I felt like I think God helped me, because I felt like where I'm facing is not the right direction. Because I'm just in the house, I don't want to go, I don't feel like going to work. Kama see bills by the thing end. So I said, let me find a counselor. There's a friend I knew right from college. I called him, I told him I want to, actually knew about our relationship because there was a common friend. I want to see you. So akaniambia tukutane tukunywe chai, tukakutana the following day. I couldn't wait for a week.
It was too much.
The yesterday night and then the following day morning we met. But he gave me this verse which has been my strong point since then. He told actually what ushered me into now marriage counseling and talking about marriage and being concerned more about marriage. He said we comfort others. The Bible says we comfort others with the comfort we receive from the Lord Jesus Christ.
That's true.
So that's why if somebody's believed, somebody has lost a son, if that person meets a person who has lost a son, na mwambie, you know what, I know what you're going through. Those 3 words, I know what you're going through, 5 words. That's will do miracles than a person coming with the scriptures and
It shall be well.
5 days to
Uh-huh.
console you, because this person feels I have someone who understands
That's
me.
true.
Actually, I came to believe and accept that I went through what I went through, so that I can come to my this phase of counseling. You
Yeah.
know, because he told me, no, you know what? Whatever you are going through, you can help others. There are a lot of people going through the same thing. Oh, it dawned to me, okay. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not just alone.
Mm-hmm.
There are a lot of people who are going through the same thing, even worse
Yes.
than what you're going through.
Yes.
So maybe God wants you to have the same pain, and maybe try to find a way how you can help others.
Yeah.
So that's how I actually came into counseling.
So at this particular point, you're really working on yourself. You're really doing everything to improve you before you meet anyone else.
Yeah, nobody's going to be really
Ready.
for marriage.
Yeah.
But what you do is you do the best.
How did you meet your wife?
So thank God for Betty. We actually met on Facebook.
Eh? You mean I've been ignoring some Facebook DMs?
I need to clarify this, because you don't go looking for a wife on Facebook. You don't
on
go
social
looking
media.
for a husband on social media, trying to look, can this be, when you meet your spouse,
Yeah.
you will never know that this is my spouse. That's why you hear, let's marry our friends. People, your spouse is your best friend.
That's true.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Your spouse is your best friend, meaning you are picking that person from the group of your friends, people you are acquainted with, you have worked with, you know their character.
Yeah.
I actually met my wife doing what I'm doing now. I'd begun talking about marriage.
Yes.
There was this young man who had a problem with his relationship.
Yes.
And he was a common friend. I was not even a friend to Betty on Facebook. So he asked something. Then I chipped in. I gave him
commented.
my what I thought was my solution. I've been looking for that comment.
Ilienda hivyo.
Tukimiti na bitaza. When we became friends and we thought we could be husband and wife, ilikuwa kitambo. It's like almost 4 years. So this, when I commented, then Betty commented, the following. I think she was happy with my
advisor.
So that trend became major, Then I know, well, I saw some sense, some wisdom in this lady. Then I wanted to know, because one thing which I've kept doing is following people who are concerned about marriage and relationships, who seem to be positive about relationship and the marriages. So of all the people I could see there, I was very happy about her. And I DM'd her and said, hi, how are you? Then I sent that friend request to become my friend. But by then when I'm sending that, I'm dating. So there's no way I could ever think she can be my wife.
So you were dating someone else?
If you hear, we have our story on YouTube, on our YouTube channel. You can listen. How I had her. I was dating by then when we met on Facebook. So nobody could ever think. That's how I said, when you meet your spouse, you will never know this person is going to be my spouse, because you're going to build a relationship, be friends.
Fast,
then unaasa huyu mtu anaweza kuwa my wife, because you are attracted to this person based on their values and such alike. I had a Facebook page. I made an admin.
Hey, okay.
Yeah,
but by this time, does she know that you were dating?
No, she doesn't know. Actually, she's also dating. So our friendship was purely what
it was genuine.
Genuine friendship.
Okay.
Just a friend you met.
Yes.
That's why it's good to be true. Be true to yourself. Then you attract the real person who's supposed to love you.
Yeah.
So we became friends. Sometime I was going to up country. Our home is just at in the town.
Okay.
So I passed by. I met her. So we became friends. Developed friendship. I think this page which I created for marriage really brought us together. When a time came after meeting now my counselor and then taking some years of break, I took like 1.5 years, 1 to 2 years. We met. I don't advocate for this thing of even if you meet online on Facebook, I don't advocate for this thing of giving a date on online. Kwambia mtu nani Sasa nasikia kama tunaweza move this thing to another
na niko mtandao.
No, not even not in a text. You don't surprise someone. When the time you are telling someone I want to marry you, atakuwa ameona mtu there's something, is up to something.
Yes.
So atukue surprised. That's why unaona ukiona proposal yako inakataliwa is because you didn't do good work before proposing.
Yeah, so
good, enough hints for the person.
So at this time, were you throwing enough hints to her?
Yeah. And you know, now apart from kuongea mambo ya social media, now you begin being personal, you know. But they like you, I like how you do things. Yeah, so trying to know the interests zake ni gani, what's his vision, mission, what does she like, you know, and such like, so that you build a platform by which you can now propose. Yeah.
Wow. What a story. I don't know if you're listening. I don't know if you've learned anything so far. Do you have any question to Job? Tafadhali call inside, text in 0727 907 907. Let's start on this as well, even as we're talking about pressure now as well. To take through his singlehood, dating, being heartbroken, vile amepata bibi, and we're going to be talking more on that. But Job, back to you. Now that she's here, you've thrown hints and all that. Kulikuwa na pressure ile kama before ya ule wa kwanza ya okay. Now sitaki iende 3 years sasa, nataka hata tuoane haraka. Was there that pressure? Did you feel it?
Yeah, there's something I'd love to say here. Actually, we broke with Betty for another year. We did it for a year, broke for a year, then did it for a year, then got married.
Wait, muli date for 1 year, mka break up for 1 year?
Yeah, it was my fault this round. Not the first one I was hurt.
The first one uliacho.
And what happened is I was not ready for relationship. Yeye alikuwa ready kabisa because I had not healed. Don't get into a relationship if you have not healed from the past heartbreak. Because what's going to happen, you are going to take this person as a doctor. You know, you are looking for somebody to console you. That person becomes like a bandage to you, you know, trying to heal your wound. And the other person is looking for somebody to love. Asa Betty yeye anatafuta mapenzi, mimi niko hapa nalialia nikisema kamwambia when we broke, kamwambia by the me I'm not ready for marriage. You know, I really broke her because she had given her all. So we broke up for 1 year. Then nikakuja nikakaa nikajiuliza, by the way, because nilikuwa na excuse ya kusema unajua watu kuanga na checks. You need to check for
your checklist.
Checklist. Hapa. Then I sat and nikajiuliza, Job, do you have everything a lady wants? No,
good question.
A perfect lady.
Yeah.
For those people who are keeping checking and they're saying this is not tall enough, this is not dark enough, ana pesa ya kutosha, huyu mwili ya wisha angeongezewa hapa kidogo, you know, the question you ask yourself is, do you have everything your spouse to be? The best person who can marry you, you want, do you have everything they need? And the answer is no, of course, because you are not perfect. No, it's perfect. You're human beings. If you are going that way, and then you're gonna marry an angel. Now, angels are spirits.
They're not in our realm.
Find one angel, unless now you turn to a spirit.
Yes.
So that really humbled me, and I looked for her. Then at that time, actually, just kunipatia pressure. Because for me, I was buying time. Like he wants time with me. No, I can't provide that. I need to express my love to her, but I'm still concerned. You know, I'm not focused to love her. No, so she cannot get what she needs. So she starts getting concerned. Job, are you really serious? Actually, there's a time we met. She couldn't be a Job. I want you to tell me, are you serious? Are you still with this relationship? Do you want us to get married? See, you don't look like you are serious.
So your pressure imeingia.
From there, you can either break or make it.
That's true.
Unfortunately, I chose to to break up
Oh.
because alinipatia hiyo pressure
Yeah.
anataka tuoane sasa because tusha date by the whole year
Because yako ready.
unajua kisha by the when you date for a whole year at least unafaa ku show signs za kwenda the next level. You cannot be dating going out kukula chips you are going for out for a whole year, not there's no change. A relationship should mature.
That's true.
From step to step. Unaona kama jana mlifanya hii kesho mtu anaweza kuuliza now maybe what's your vision, you know.
Yeah.
Mtu anaweza kuuliza maswali kama when we get married how unataka tukae na watoto wangapi, no. So then that shows some signs
mnaelekea mahali.
Lakini mtu ako tu hapo mnakuingiana kwa admire oh you are beautiful, I like your figure you know such a things. If you concentrate on that, you are not moving to another level. Then especially for the lady,
yes.
they get concerned. Wanaona kama una waste your time. They are not exposed to another to other people who can marry them.
Yeah.
You know, there are men around who could admire them. Mtu anakuja kumproposia.
Yes.
Because umemkeep, so hawezi jiachilia. So nilipojirudia nikamwambia Betty, I want us to talk. Kutaka hiyo story.
Jiongeleze.
Kutaka hiyo story a whole year. Betty is very very principled. She's a very very principled lady.
Yes.
Alikuwa ameamua akasema kama imeenda. I want to discuss a few things nyalifanya.
Yes, during that period.
What you do when a man is not proposing to you. So I called her. Akaniambia kuja. Alikuwa in a town, I think Murang'a. Akaniambia niko another town, I can't remember which town.
Yeah.
So mimi nikaenda huko na yeye yuko huko because she wanted to make sure that am I really serious, you know.
So she told you in a place she's not
into and again I think she was not ready for it. So nikaenda kumifika huko nikakaa nampigia simu sasa amezima. The phone is not going through. Nikakaa hapo nikakula lunch mahali nikaangalia phone imefika late jioni na mahali naenda it took me like 4 hours. Ooh. It was far. So jioni nampigia simu nikamwambia but I came and your phone was I was not there.
Hey. Hold it right there. Wait, talk of character development. Let's go. It's exactly at the top of the hour. Someone was asking a question. Odote says, please ask our guest if education level and age has an impact on the quality of marriage. I've been trusting God for a lady with a degree or a master's educational level with whom we can have based intellectual and sensible discussions. All right. Let's welcome back Job Gichana. Karibu tena.
Asante sana.
Sijui kama tutajibu kwanza brother Paul so that anauliza the education level and also age. Yeye anatafuta mtu ako na degree ama master so that they can have intellectual discussions. Do you think that can really affect marriage?
Where you are education wise could affect marriage.
Okay.
But it's not the main thing. Because there are people who are learned and they don't have good marriages. Isn't it? There are people who are just in the village there. Na wanaishi maisha mazuri.
It's true.
So I think what creates marriage is values. Because we keep looking at people trying to judge. Because what he has actually is a checklist.
A checklist.
A checklist.
True.
Which I asked myself if I wanted a perfect lady, do have the qualities every good lady could want in a man. And I found I'm short of many things.
Yeah.
So I think, and the years are going, what I advise is find a person whom you can relate with. Because mtu anaweza pata can go to school, isn't it? Mtu anaweza kuja ongeza masomo. Because PhD does not make marriage. Even love itself does not sustain marriage. So I think what he can do is look for the person who has values. It's values which build marriage. Does this person love God?
Yeah.
You know. Of course, there's a level of intellectual you need to find so that you can discuss issues. You know, you can relate. You can talk things out. You know.
Yeah.
When you are going for a meeting somewhere, in somewhere you can you can engage with. So there's a level of education maybe you can be together at the same level, you know, but that's got to be a PhD. Somebody has a degree. There are a lot of good ladies who have degrees.
It is true,
but I'm not PhD.
It's not a guarantee.
Does it make her less a woman?
Yes.
Mean a less marriage material, if we may use, because it doesn't have a PhD, surely. No.
Yeah.
Have somebody, if somebody have a tertiary degree, diploma, it's a good lady.
Yeah.
Man, why are you getting married? No, we are not getting married because of degrees.
Yeah.
You're not going to have studies in the house. You're going to build a family.
And also the intellectual discussions, they're not all the time.
Yeah.
There are times where you want to go out for a movie.
Well, exactly.
There are times you want a friend who you can joke around.
You realize when you get in the house, you become a basic man.
It's
you
true.
become a basic.
They are not titles.
Yeah, they're not titles. Actually, why people marry wrong people is because they marry them because of who they are, what they see. Like now you're an artist, isn't it?
Yes.
You are here. People know Terry that person through their fame. They marry that.
Yeah.
Sorry, they marry that. And they forget there's that theory behind that. You know, in profession.
Yes.
No?
Off the mic, I'm someone else. Yeah.
You are the real. That's what I say. When like a pastor, when you get home, be a husband.
You're not a pastor.
Father, you're not a pastor.
Yeah.
No. Your intellectuality and the things, mambo ya class na degrees, zieke kwa career.
Yeah.
When you come to the house, find a wife. Be a husband.
Look for values.
Yeah, look for values. Can this person tunaweza ongea tusikizane? No, ni mtu ambaye lazima akona strong stance. Such a person mtu anaweza kuwa akona degree lakini values zake azizi build marriage.
Yeah, they don't even have a relationship with God.
Exactly. So I think look for the right things which can build marriage.
All right. Even as we were going into this break, we were looking at the pressure that men have, and you have told us a bit of it, or of how you felt that pressure, and of course you chose your decision, and ulituachia pale mumeenda on a break, and now you were looking for her. But maybe you can share with us, because I know you and your wife, your best friends. Maybe you can tell us what are some of the things that your wife did, even as she was, she didn't just remain there because hauku propose at first. So alifanya nini in your time? Because some of us really have those questions, Sometimes you're like, sasa nimeshinda nikimhintia ha propose. It's like you're not serious. So what did your wife do at that time?
So we are talking about Christian marriages. And I really thank God for my wife. By then I had this pressure from her, of course, to propose and clear the things out. Then remember my firstborn.
Pressure.
So my parents wanataka mjukuu
very soon.
Na mjukuu hata sijamua kuoa. I thank God for my wife. That's why it's very, very important to have a mature person. Person is mature spiritually. God really plays a big role in us finding a spouse. We have our place. No, Mungu hata kuja kuchagulia mtu.
He who finds. So you go find.
You go find. Don't wait. Watu wasingoje sauti eti job. Now I see you. No. Please. The kazi ya kupiki mtu wa kuoa ni yako. What God has done, he has placed regulations. Usicheze nje ya hapa. Usiwe mtu anakasirika sana. Usiwe mtu anakunywa pombe. So hizo vitu God has put us in like a cage where we pick somebody from here. Remember Abraham sending a servant to pick a wife for Isaac? He told him, pick from our people. Akumwambia specific person. Lakini alijua, if we get a wife from these ladies, it'll be a good wife for my son. So there are a few things. Ukikaa kama mimi, those men who can't propose.
Munatuweka sana.
Kama umewekwa na mtu, there are 3 things advice you should do. First and foremost, be sure. Be sure, because sometimes you are pushing somebody to propose. Are you sure that this person really wants to marry you? So the first thing to do, be sure, make sure evaluate and see and know that this person really wants to marry me. So kuna watu wanaogopa. Unajua ku propose nao si mchezo. Because you have heard this story, unaenda unaitana coffee, mnakaa unasema story. Uko kwa kitu unasema I want to say, nataka kusema I want to inakataa kutoka. Mnakunywa coffee, mnashiba, unaitisha ingine. Naambia sasa, anakuambia sana kama giza imefika. Tukutane kesho.
But that
people
happens.
Do those coffees like 5 times.
It's true.
It's I don't know why. Why akawoga kusema I want to marry you. It takes a lot of sweat.
Unatubia siri za wanaume.
Yeah, hiyo inakuwa kichoro. Kitambo mtu akuambie. Because alafu unafikiri because you are making this decision,
yes,
you are not going to go back. No, you are telling somebody I want to marry. That's a serious decision.
It's true.
So wezi enda kuambia tu mtu, especially if you are born again, na mtu anajua you are a serious person. So wezi enda kumwambia kitu hujafikiria. You need to be very very serious about the decision you make.
Yeah.
So confirm if somebody is treating you like the one, it does not mean you are the one.
Ooh, say that again.
It's a sad reality. It shouldn't happen.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we men need to be, especially for Christian men, which a life of a person is very precious to him.
That's true.
So wezi enda kujokia mtu.
Yeah.
You are treating somebody like, I think people do it out of ignorance. Kuna wanafanya wakipenda, wakibuy time kuona kama mtu ni kweli this person can marry. But I think men do out of ignorance. Ile mchezo mingi. We should not bring jokes to games, to relationships.
It's true.
Heart marriage relationship, heart relationship, because you are going to the heart of a person,
your
the life
emotions.
of a person. Yeah. Because kwanza ukiambia dem eti nataka kukuoa, hai eti nataka kunioa. You know what that does to her?
It's true.
When you are showing these things like she's special than other ladies, you are unakoroga akili yake, unakoroga roho yake.
Alafu ukose
kupropose. No, usha build. So hizo hints una send. If you're not serious about it, please stop. Stop kabisa. Wacha kutreat mtu kama unampenda, unataka kuwa na a serious relationship when you know you are not ready for it.
So it's good for someone to communicate.
Yeah, communicate. So as a lady, confirm is this the person, is this person really wants to marry, ama anacheza, you know.
How do you confirm though? Is it a turn off if a woman asks you, you know, where are we headed? Why did you call me
now,
here for this coffee?
You need to ask her the questions. Okay. If somebody is taking for coffee, ask by the way, hizi chai tunakunywa ni za nini?
They're always calling you.
Yeah.
Umefika nyumbani lazima uniambie.
Exactly.
Niambie ukifika job.
Usiku unakula mtu usiku. Unajua kupigia mtu saa 6 simu saa 6 usiku really.
It's true.
And it's something serious. Mtu anaona this must be something. Na wewe you are ready, you willing to take the phone. Na vile mnaongea, ndio mnaendelea kufuse, na kudevelop a relationship. So but you need to ensure that you are right, your instinct is right. So maybe you can go ask, you can do your own research. Huyu mtu ana date mtu, you can ask the close friends, very mature friends. You need to be wise.
Not someone atenda mpatie maneno.
Ama you could ask a stupid lady mwenye ako na wivu,
anakwambia ujui anakuanga na wasichana wengi.
You are friend, but it's not mature.
It's true.
Mtu ambaye ana accept kwamba kama mtu ajanikatia, but kama amekubali you is okay. Huyu akwa mtu wangu na kusupport na kuombe. But the such ladies wakisikia hivyo, hasa anaanza, do you know people can pray against you. Witchcraft squeezy. Witchcraft si ile concussion watu wanafanya huko na witchcraft is words.
It's true.
Words, because if we can speak to someone, mtu alikuwa down na anainuka, you can pray to someone na anapona. Somebody was crippled, you speak just words. Hakuna kitu ya eti unakuta unamdunga shindano. The same way negatively, the opposite is true. Negative words hurt. Negative words kill relationships. Negative words kill marriages actually. Actually they can kill you. So grave capsa. So know who you are talking to. Number 2, this is now what my wife I think did. Prayerfully help the man find his bearing. Okay, my wife alikuwa ametoka kabisa.
Alikuwa amemove on kabisa.
She had moved, that's why she lied to me where she is. She didn't want to meet me actually. It took me a lot of time to accept to actually meet me, not meet me, accept to danganya me to another location,
to another destination.
Leave alone accepting to meet me. So what a lady should do,
yes,
pray for this man. Because kuna kitu maombi ufanyanga. There's power in prayer. It can redirect a person. So, and it brings some soberness
to you
in that person, miraculous, you know. That's why if somebody's addicted, we pray for them. We don't know what happens, but prayer works.
That's true.
So if you think this is the right person, after confirming is the right person, then you pray. Well, of course, confirming haimaanishi atakubali kukupropose.
It's not a guarantee.
It's not a guarantee. So go, because one thing I believe is good marriages and the good relationships are fought. You cannot have a ride in this thing. It takes work.
Yeah.
And the part of that work is prayer. So, especially for a Christian marriage, if two people are ordained to make a marriage, because the devil knows once you get married, his kingdom is in trouble.
That's true.
First, you're going to reflect God's image. You're going to show the world how God really is through your love, how you treat each other.
Yes.
2, you're going to bring up godly offspring. Children who are going to honor God. Because if children are growing in that environment where God is glorified, where prayer is practiced, where people read the Bible, those practices are done. Godly practices. People go to church. People are loved. Then that's a threat to the kingdom of the enemy. Hata wakigrow wanaweza kuja kusababu nasema teach the children the way they should go. Yeah, when they grow up they will never forget. Hata wakigrow wakipatana vitu huko nje, when go to school, what you planted in them gonna cause an impact in the kingdom. Both God's kingdom and the kingdom of the devil. So that's why relationship, especially good and true Christian relationships, are truly fought. So you needed to pray about it and ask God, please help this man.
And of course, not only just to pray when you want this man to find his bearing or you want a godly marriage, but I believe also it should go down to even marriage as well. Exactly. Because some people really pray, oh Lord, show me, nionyeshe kama ni yeye. Oh Mungu, saidia huyu mwanaume akwe na wisdom, akwe na nini. But when they get to marriage, it's like people forget. It's like people just become comfortable.
Exactly. Actually, my wife, no, I got shocked when I found a book where my wife had written prayers about me.
Wow.
And the kind of prayers she was praying, was not praying like we come together, because she felt like I'm lost. She could see there's something, because when we began on a high note. Yeah. And how we were finishing, I was not the kind of person. Actually, even my spiritual life was going down. Was diving down. Yeah. So her prayer was, she was genuine. God helps Job. Yeah. Helps Job that he doesn't get back to darkness. Retaining him in the light. Save him. That was her prayer. She was very genuine. Nikiangalia hizo venye ameandika, you see it's not somebody who's looking for husband. Yeah. Actually, one of the things she did advocates for ladies, never be desperate. And that's what she did. Actually, kama angekuwa desperate, I could have hata singe sober up. It's true. Because niliamka nikasema ala, this lady okay anaweza enda.
It's true. Ame make decision.
Yeah. Na nampikia simu na achukui. So as ladies, don't be desperate. Even men, don't be desperate for love. Really, love should be something you should receive. It's not something we should cry for. Yeah. Because we are coming in here to give. Yes. To give. So if somebody's not ready to give, then you better not have that relationship. So don't be desperate. Yeah. Help this person to mature up, come up to where, because when you're not proposing, there's a problem. Really,
it's true.
You are sick.
Yeah. And then it's so interesting, because for us ladies we see it. Yeah. I'm like, kubali tu hii kitu. We would have been very far. Lakini sasa anaona unazunguka tu. I'm seeing a few questions here coming in. Someone says, please, man of God, repeat what I should discuss or know about at the first coffee meeting. DK Karanja from Kinoga Itumbi, I think nangali ile ulisema usiempeleke tu coffee na usemi kitu. Someone else says, tell our brothers to be bold, mnakaa kwa hoteli mpaka mnafukuzwa wafunge na jamaa hasemi kitu. This is Maggie. All right, welcome back, Job.
Thank you.
You know, and it's quite interesting people commenting on that. And if you see a man asking for tips, ni ukweli labda yeye ni ule wa tunataka kufunga, mnaweza toka sasa. Ako hapo na hasemi ni nini maleta hapo, you know. So maybe you can give him advice. Amesema umwambie the first time ameenda coffee, how should he talk, how should he, you know, communicate?
Yeah, I think to all men, ladies want to hear this thing that would you want to marry me? So usiogope.
We are anticipating
they are looking forward to those words. They are so sweet in their ears. So
yeah,
I think si kitu ya kuogopa. Your first date, is this your first date?
Yes.
On first dates, you should be calm. When you are meeting the person for the very first time.
Yes.
Most people do a mistake of proposing the first time. The first day they are meeting the person. Of course, you have been friends.
Yes.
Na
mmekuwa mkiongea.
Yeah. But on first date, it's not the right time to. You know, it's like the mega of the beginnings. You know?
Yes.
The very big thing you are doing first to show that you are serious in this relationship. So I suggest you be easy on the first date. Mtu akikuja, unajua mtu akipanga kuja date, anapanga anavaa nini, ataonekana aje,
ataongea aje.
Yeah. So mkisha kutana, the first thing maybe maybe uko smart, you know, that breaks the ice.
Yeah.
No, talk about her. So it shows that you are concerned about her efforts.
Yes.
You appreciate her efforts. Actually, in marriage, appreciation is one thing which is lacking. So if a lady sees Sunamu appreciate,
yes,
she feels at home. I don't know if this is the right person. But kwanza kuongea, will you marry me?
Although kuna watu unajua wamefanya hiyo kitu during the first date, and they are still together. Kuna watu wakipropose, yani ile anasema mimi nimekuona, I want to marry you, and they go on and mpaka leo wako. It's in rare cases.
Yeah, what we advise is it's not the right thing to do. Of course, we learned in school mathematics.
Yes.
Probability has never been zero. So kuna watu wanaponea, kuna anaharibu.
Yes.
So then don't go on hard questions. Be easy. Don't go on numbers. What's your age? What's your salary? You know, how long are you working?
What do you want? How much do you want?
Go easy on simple things. How your day.
Yeah.
Then on that environment, treat people well. You know, the waiter, be easy on the waiter. Usianze unajua unaweza kuwa na hasira, contain yourself. Okay, having hasira si eti ni inaweza kuwa is your weakness.
Yes.
But you should not show it on the first
feature
date.
white.
Feature. Kwa sababu relationship inaenda ikigrow. You could lose a good person because of that katemba kidogo. Na you keep building on that. You build a good relationship. So on that date, treat the waiter vizuri. Mpe hata tip. Unaweza kuwa na pretty, but you are building on something.
Yes.
You must be intentional on building that.
Yes. You have answered.
I hope you are helped. But I've done an article on that on my blog.
The first
exactly
time.
On that, what to do.
Wow, that's interesting. You are giving us tips before we went on a break.
We were doing the third. What should you do for this lady who feels this man is taking ages to propose and my time is running out?
Yes.
The third thing which I think somebody should do, which is very important, is to create a conducive environment. You know, in Africa, ladies are not supposed to propose.
Yeah,
culture.
Abomination.
Culture. Actually, it's my personal belief that as a couple, a lady and a man, you have equal rights to build, because you are building this thing together.
Yeah.
Like now, tell if you are building a house, we tunasema si ni partners. Unaleta hii pesa, mimi naleta hii pesa. So we have equal say in this, you know. Yeah. So it's really my belief, it's my conviction that a lady can actually propose someone, but culture.
Yeah.
Also, kama kuna watu walisomanga Aminata.
Yeah.
Aminata was fighting for women rights. Ladies wako wanapatiwa mashamba. So ladies wako wanafaa kuongea mbele yao. No, those things, cultural things.
Yeah, it was not
she
allowed.
fought. By the time she was by the time you were exiting, when the book is coming to an end, alipatiwa vitu aliwini vitu mingi lakini hakuweza kufanya watu wanawake wapatiwe mashamba. Of course nowadays we can give like I'm planning to give I have 3 ladies. Really my properties, their properties. And even if I had a young man there, then I could divide the inheritance equally. So look at like for example of Ruth and the Boaz. What did Ruth do?
Wow.
Ruth went, aliambiwa na Naomi, enda ukae hapo chini, ukae karibu na yeye, ujifunike blanketi yake, ungoje venye atakwambia. So she created an environment for the love to blossom. At the end of the day, ukienda kufika the book of Ruth. So kufika chapter 4 huko mwisho, unaona and so Boaz married Ruth. But if Ruth could not have created the environment for Boaz to recognize her, I think actually Ruth found herself in the genealogy of Jesus at the end of the day by creating that environment. So as a wise lady, create an environment where love can blossom. Actually, I read a book by Samuel Kimaru, is a preacher in town, called Youth and Marriage. Anasema hivi, and this for ladies who are mature, a sister's spiritual maturity will be tested in the way they handle brothers who err. Will you build or destroy him? So when you find this young man, unajua inaweza kuwa ni weakness yake, hiyo ndio weakness yake. Kila mtu ana weakness yake. Weakness yake tu ni kupropose. Akisha propose akiruka hiyo stage, good man. And he will be very happy kwa sababu hata ongea na msichana mwingine.
It's only you.
So will you break this young man if he makes a mistake? What are you going to do? So a mature lady will help this person to come to the level she wants her to be. So I think we have a few minutes, and there's something major I really want to touch on being single. There's a phrase I used to use, I like using, not single, not married. Uko hapo katikati. So I think why many people have not found their true love partners is because they are not single. They are not married, but they're not single. They are attached to many things. So there's this thing, you feel like your partner will complete you. You know, tunaambiwa this person who comes, now you will be complete.
My better half.
No, this is what I call marriage principle, biblical marriage principles. And if something is not a principle, it's an opinion. So those are opinions. My better half, no, this person is going to fulfill me. Do you know why marriage is a miracle? Marriage is a miracle because 1 + 1 equals to 1. Why 1 + 1 equals to 1? Because what happens, God brings a whole person, another whole person, and they become one. He fixes them to become one. That can only be happen by a miracle. Because normal mathematics could be a half plus a half. And I think that's what's breaking many relationships and marriages, because people are coming intending to add something to a person. I'm expecting somebody to add something to them so they can feel they are whole
and complete.
They are complete. But in that sense, a person as a single person, you know, singlehood, people are running from singlehood. I don't want to be single, you know. It's a bad place to be. When una feel wakati uko single, you are lesser. Those who when wameolewa wako na partners, those people who announce their weddings, hao ndio wako sawa sasa, mimi niko na shida. No. Single, it's just a stage. Unatoka kuwa mtoto, your childhood, teenage, then singlehood. From singlehood, and then you get into marriage. So hapo katikati, I don't know why people, if somebody is a child and they don't do the childish things. No, if you find a kid here running in mud hapo nje anachitupa na nyama tope, you never worried. You know, it's a kid, that's part of their life. And they are developing. They say leave them to play. If you want a well-arranged house, don't have kids. But you have kids, their time to chafua vitu na kumwaga maunga na kukasirisha. But that's if they can't do those things, there's some development they will miss, which will help them when they are teenagers. And when you are single, if there are things you not do as a single person, cause uko single lakini unaishi maisha your mind is in the marriage.
It's true.
Your
it's
life
true.
is in the marriage. You are not yourself.
Yeah.
You cannot make a good marriage partner.
Yes.
That's why you will actually end up marrying the wrong person.
Ooh.
Because Terry, if for instance I was marrying, let's say Betty, if I'm doing the right thing at the right place,
yes,
it means I'm going to get the right person.
that is
Because
true.
God has made sure that when we are walking through the journey of life, we are going to meet this person along the way. Whereas if you are going to Kisii, for instance, and your wife is in Machakos, you will be going the wrong direction.
It's true.
You know,
Yeah.
wewe unang'ang'ana kwenda utampata na time ya marriage ikifika,
Yeah.
you will find some lady on the route ya Kisii, you will marry that person. Let me give you an example.
Yes.
I know, for instance, for my example, I met Betty when I was doing what I'm supposed to do. I was contented.
Yeah.
And I was not even thinking about marrying her because I was dating in the
Yes,
first place.
yes.
I was doing what I felt God wanted me to do. There's a young man in church who is good with the equipment. So, service ilisha, akaona kuna cable zingine zimekaa hapo vibaya. Kwa sababu hapa kuna hiyo passion. Unajua mimi nilipita hapo by the way. Kuna mtu alipita hapo na hata hakushughulika na hizo cables.
Lakini yeye
him na is in the media department. Akaona hizo cables acha nizipa. Kupanga hizo cables, a lady passed there, akamsamia hi. Hiyo hi sparked something. That simple hi.
Yeah.
Akaanza kai nimesikiaje? No.
Yeah.
So it developed something, akaanza kumfuatilia. Now they are happily married.
Wow.
You know, so be who you are meant to be. What is being single? This is very important. To be single is you as a person,
yeah,
fully accepting who you are. I mean, your being, your height,
yeah,
your weight, your size,
everything about you,
spiritual level, know how you pray, your
Yeah.
status, economical. So if a man is the person uko nazo kwa wallet, kukubali, that's you. No? Then understanding that at that stage where you are, you don't need anyone to complete you.
yeah,
And therefore, you can effectively accomplish your life assignments regarding that stage,
Yeah.
regardless of what people say.
that's true.
That means if you have that perception, you're not going to look out for somebody to fulfill. Look at Jesus. Look at Paul. This
Yeah.
guy never got married. Jesus never got married.
Yeah.
But he did what he was meant to do. So, as a single person, do what you're supposed to do, be where you're supposed to be at that particular moment. So, are we not supposed to think about marriage, you know, to be single? No. What I mean is, don't let marriage be the only thing you're doing. Develop yourself. When you're single, this is the time to develop yourself.
Yeah.
Learn how to live with people. Learn how to pay bills, you know. Because maturity is measured. My pastor says, supposedly Juma is my pastor,
Yes.
says maturity is measured by how we treat people. How do you treat people?
Yeah.
Wakati watu walikuwa, how do you handle that? Do you, the Bible says, a soft answer. Are you able to do that?
Yeah.
Now I realize it's not easy.
Yeah.
Wakati mko na watu, by the way, in a workplace, it's easy to relate with people.
Yes.
But when somebody is dating, now mtu mko naye hapa. Once when you enter into marriage, you realize you are not a forgiver.
Yeah.
You're
selfish.
Unasikia watu wananyamaziana the whole week. Can you imagine a believer mnanyamaziana kwa nyumba?
The same house.
Nyamaziana.
Yeah.
You are mature people. Unajiuliza, why am I doing this?
Yes.
Kuna time unajiuliza, I used to ask myself, Job, you mean you can't talk? Ego.
Kiburi.
Wacha yeye aongee. Wacha anzishe.
Ni hali nikosea.
Wacha apologize. So, learning to live with people, this is the time to build yourself. So that, when there's a question I ask, if the right person comes, will you be the right person? Will you
Good
be the right person with this person? Good question.
Yeah.
So, develop yourself. No, read the books.
Yes.
Go to seminars. One thing I can tell you, Terry, is people don't invest for marriage.
Yeah.
because marriage, you just come in.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know the government can give you a DL?
Mm-hmm.
They can't give you a DL until you go through the classes.
It's
and
true.
they are certain that
Mm-hmm.
you are not going to cause chaos on their roads.
That's true.
But they can give you a marriage certificate.
Mm-hmm.
So marriage is up to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Marriage is what you make it.
Yeah.
If you say if somebody is in a bad marriage, it's
Mm-hmm.
what they, and it begins from when you are single. What are you
Mhm.
doing when you are single? That's why it's actually they get the entry point when you are single. Even getting a person to get married.
Yes.
When you are single, what are you doing to your life? Because if you are not the right person, then you are going to bring, even if you got the right person, then you're going, this relationship is not going to stand.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to do what's supposed to do. You don't have the
Mhm.
right knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know how marriage works?
Mm.
Are you reading any book? Because
Yeah.
people think because marriage is a free, iko na free entry.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, watu kutana hapa na unasikia wameoana.
That's true.
Next time they have a baby.
Mhm.
Hata wazazi hawajui.
Wako Nairobi
Unaletewa tu unaletewa mjukuu. So what are you doing to be the right person for the right person? Invest your time.
Yeah.
Kuna quote nimeona somewhere nikikuja kwa hili ni yenu.
Mhm.
It's it's bad manners to have
More clothes than books. Yes.
How many books do you have? Of those books, how many books do you have for marriage? If you were beginning a business, I tell the truth, whoever starting a business in this Nairobi must research. Kwa sababu anaweka pesa yake hapo.
Ana invest hapo.
If you are going to learn maybe starting a mtumba business, utatafuta mtu amefanya mtumba, inaenda aje?
Yes.
Or what should I do to succeed?
Between
mtumba business and the marriage, which is more important? Between getting a DL and a marriage certificate, which is more important? You are going to live, you are going to give your life to this person the whole of your life. So it's very, very important to invest in this relationship.
Wow.
Make sure you are mature.
Yeah.
Learn, najikaze. Jisukume kwa sababu it's not easy.
Yeah.
Because the process is relieving of your selfishness. Because marriage, when it comes to marriage, we are coming to express God's love. To the actually marriage where God creates marriage, created the marriage, is to express his image. Let's create man in our own likeness. So God creates a man and he puts everything about him in him.
Yeah.
When he took the woman out of the man, like he took part of him.
Yes.
And put it in a lady. So when a man and a woman comes together, it's in God's image coming together. So are you ready to do this? Are you ready to stand for God's image? That's how serious marriage. That's why God fights for marriage. That's why he fights divorce. Kwa sababu this is his image. Are you ready to defend God's image? So those are the questions you need to ask yourself. Are you ready to go into this thing?
Yeah. So much today. I've really learned a lot. I don't even want to emphasize more, but thank you so much, Job, for coming through today. Thank you for taking us through this point of, it is good to hear from a man your point ya pressure, because sometimes we really throw hints as ladies. We throw hints to this man. Unafikiria kwani anielewi, kwani anisikii. But you see, when you're talking and telling us by that all you receive your pressure, it gives us that perspective of, oh, kumbe men, they go through these things. Like we're talking about heartbreak. Kumbe men cry also. Kumbe you also hurt. Unajua tunafikiria ni sisi tu watu na hurt. Kumbe men also go through these things. So thank you for this as well. Someone says, Sisteri and Job, I have achieved a lot from you guys. Asanteni sana. I thank God for you. DK Karanja is the one who was asking about first time coffee, what he needs to talk about. But thank you so much. We cannot emphasize more on this. Asante, maybe your last words, and of course you can tell us maybe more about your blog where people can go read and all that.
Let me say this. Marriage, every single person, you have an opportunity to create a good marriage. We have a lot of bad marriages out here.
Yeah.
My heart is that we don't create an extra bad marriage. And who is able to create a good marriage? A single person. Why? Because you have an opportunity. So please work on yourself. Be the right person. Don't be the person who is going to create a bad marriage. And when you're going through education, learning what God requires of a good marriage, and learn about marriage principles, you are going to place yourself in the right environment to get the right person. So my cry to every single person, you have an opportunity to create less
Yeah.
of bad marriages
Mm-hmm.
and create more of good
Mhm.
marriages.
Mhm.
You can find me on Facebook, Coupled
Yes.
for Good. I have a
Mhm.
blog, I
Mhm.
write for marriage, Coupled for Good.
Yeah, yeah.
And a YouTube channel, Coupled for Good.
Mhm.
Creating actually a
Mhm.
premarital counseling course coming out in a
Wow.
month's time.
Okay.
I've actually done a course on how to find the right person.
Mhm.
So I really decided to help single people, because if we take care of, I said,
Mhm.
if we take care of the entry point, you can
Yes.
get marriage. Because marriages
Mhm.
don't end wrongly,
Mhm.
marriages start wrongly.
Wow. Let me read a couple of messages here. Just Kishams on Twitter says, Terry, the word for the day is be easy. I hope our brothers are listening. Saved brothers need help. And she says, if you don't mind, tell Daktari, come back again. Most people are in the ICU in this area. Thank you so much, Just Kishams, even for your comments and all that. Nasema asante for the calls, for the messages, for the questions. Nasema asante. Thank you for hanging out with us. Thank you. Wacha sasa tuadmitiwe kwa clinic sasa. Tutoke kwanza. So that we can enjoy our weekend as well. May the Lord keep you. May the Lord watch over you. May you enjoy yourself. Watch over, your family. Reach out to anyone who you would want. Umekuwa ukisema nitakupigia simu, wapigie hii weekend, and you have yourself a lovely time. My name is Terry Njuguna. Have yourself a blessed night.
Couple for Good. How marriage actually works.